got your shit? Is this what you want? Huh? Is this what you want? Well, come and get it, goddammit!
I'll fucking wait. Who wanna debate? Straight, let me cook. Fish frying while season and marinate. Every season, it's no reason and just unanimous decision. Smash the noti bell, and thanks to all subscriptions. Mama mentality, stop fouling me, I'm goaded. Body shots got them folding. Every word they can quote it. Smoking bud, watching bud, smoke these niggas Mayweather with the defense, nothing short of genius. High step into the end zone like prime time. Point me to the limelight. Mic check, it's my time. The pod god every time I deliver. You're now tuned in to GOAT Thriller. I'm here to stay. All the chatter, y'all can dead it. Let's start the show. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, I said it. Dinging on them. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
I'm the best ever. There's never been
fucking
anybody.
wait.
I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart.
Yeah, I said it. Now, before I get into what I'm about to get into, I just want to make sure that each and every last one of y'all hit that like or dislike button. And please don't forget to put some motherfucking Coach K Duke full court pressure on that sub button if you're new to my channel. And please be sure to ring that noti bell so you can be notified via email each and every time your boy E Thriller, aka Ham Rothstein, aka GOAT Thriller, aka the Black Picasso, because I paint these pictures so vividly with my word of boxing whenever I feel like it. And once again, hoop fans, ladies and gentlemen in the Wolfpack, can't forget about my boxing fans. Welcome back. Now, first things first, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching this live stream podcast on my social media accounts. That entails YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, the gram. Shout out to everybody, man. Make sure you drop some threes in the chat if you're rocking and sliding with your boy E Thriller, aka the Black Picasso. And as always, I got some help tonight because I'm going to be talking about basketball. And who better to bring on than my guy, my motherfucking dog from the 214 to across the pond. Let's give a big old round of applause to my nigga, Mr. 214. I'm on that bullshit again. Shout out to my nigga IOTBA. What's popping, my guy?
Man, E Thriller, Ham Rothstein, GOAT Thriller, the Black Picasso, Wolfpack. What's popping, man? Appreciate you having me on tonight, man.
Oh, anytime, man. I appreciate you for joining my show. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to get into a little bit of boxing, a little bit of basketball, and anything else in between, man. You know how we play, man.
Man, you know how we rocking, man. I'm ready to go, man. Let's go, E3.
Hey, man, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's talk about it, man. I'm sure you heard. News broke late last night. James Harden has been traded yet again to the Los Angeles Clippers for he went with PJ Tucker, if I'm not mistaken, and some dude named Philip Petrusev. And the Clippers shipped back out to Philly Marcus Morris, Robert Covington, Nicholas Batum, KJ Martin, a 2028 unprotected first round pick, 2 second-round first picks, a 2029 pick swap, and an additional first-round pick from the OKC Thunder. Sources tell ESPN. IOTBA, I need you on record, my brother. Who won this trade and why?
I think Philadelphia won the trade. The reason why I think Philadelphia won the trade is because they're already a good team. Man, we talked about this previous when you got the pieces they got, like a Terrence Mann who coming into itself and all the other assets they got. We know they're a contending team, especially when you have Embiid. And when you have a cancer situation like a James Harden, and you're able to get him out, get that money off your books, and bring in some other pieces that able to help you right now with the team already being a solid team, I truly believe Philadelphia won this trade just by getting the cancer out there.
Hey man, I'm gonna be honest with you, IOTBA. Whenever I woke up this morning and I got that headline, I was mad as fuck because listen, I was starting to get on board with a conversation that we had on your channel the other night. Whenever you was trying to tell me or convince me rather that the Lakers should be making a play for James Harden. And at first I was like, nah, I ain't feeling it because he always disappear. He's a selfish guy. He's a cancer, as what you just alluded to. But then I started thinking over the last couple of days, I'm like, well, damn, he would kind of help Anthony Davis get a little bit more easier shots. He would help all the snipers that we got in LA, get open looks. And then he will also help the point guard responsibility of a LeBron Ramon James who loves to facilitate the offense. Maybe now that can free up LeBron to get some breathing room and to, not play 30 to 40 minutes per night IOTBA in his 21st season. So I said, you know what? I think I'm on board. IOTBA convinced me otherwise because I wasn't feeling it. And then when I woke up to that news and I seen that headline, I said, God damn, the Clippers, man. Them motherfuckers. Shout out to Steve Ballmer yet again. He rolled the dice on James Harden, but on paper, man, it looks like it's going to work. IOTBA, but I'm not so sure, man, because remember what I told you the other night about Philly, bro. Philly did a lot, and I repeat a lot the other night. They showed me a lot in the first game against Milwaukee. And we know they just acquired Dame Lillard. They still got Chris Middleton. And, of course, they got the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? And they went up in there, man, and they damn near won that game without James Harden. So I'm going to say this, bro. I don't think it's going to work because you know why, IOTBA?
Why is that?
It's only one fucking basketball.
Yeah.
Who is going to take a back seat, Ayo? Maybe you can educate me because they got Kawhi Leonard. They got Paul George. They got Russell Westbrook. We know how he can be. And now they got James Harden. That is 4 legitimate all-stars, all on the same floor at the same goddamn time. Who gonna take a back seat, Ayo? I'll wait. Go ahead.
I think James Harden gonna have to take a back seat because I truly believe, like you said, with the ball dominant guys they got in Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Russell Westbrook, James Harden not going to be able to get in the mix with being ball dominant. Now, sometimes he may be able to get ball dominant, but what James Harden have to do, he have to change his whole game up because we know James Harden can hit that shot. So he needs to be the guy. Let them guys dominate and him pick and choose where he going to be at. So if them guys get double going to the hole, bam, they can pass it out to James Harden and he can get an open shot. So I think James Harden really needs to change his game to where he become a spot-up shooter. And in different times when Kawhi Leonard or Paul George or Russell Westbrook not on the floor, or if it's just two of them on the floor with James Harden with one of the other guys, then James Harden could be James Harden. But with the rest of the guys on the floor, I think James Harden needs to turn into a knockdown shooter because I think even with him being a knockdown shooter, he'll still be able to produce a lot of points.
Hey, Ayo, I'm gonna tell you another reason why I don't think it's gonna work, bro. Because for one, they playing in the Western Conference, and we know that's like murderer's row. Every night is like a playoff atmosphere type of night, right? Type of game. But secondly, I feel like they don't have enough size up front. Yeah, you just acquired PJ Tucker, but he's an undersized 3-man masquerading as a 4. You feel what I'm saying? And I just don't know if they're going to have enough beef up front to deal with the likes of Nikola Jokic, who, in my honest opinion, is playing some of the best basketball in the sport today. Yeah, I said it. Followed with Aaron Gordon, and then you got to worry about Jamal Murray hitting threes and KCP and Michael Porter Jr. I mean, them boys got a squad, IOTBA, and that's just one squad. You're going to have to deal with the size and the length of a Los Angeles Lakers. That's another game that's about to take place tomorrow night, and we're going to get into that. But I just don't think they're going to have enough size, IOTBA. Now, they got the perimeter game on lock. They'll be able to switch 1 through 3, maybe even possibly 4. But whenever they go up against a big man like Nikola Jokic or Giannis Antetokounmpo or Harold, dare I even say a Joel Embiid, if they match up with them in the finals, they're going to be too small for my liking, Ayo, because Zubac ain't going to cut it.
No, I agree. You 100% correct. They are undersized there, but they are oversized on the perimeter, right? Which could help them with them being undersized down low. With all them guys being as special as they is on the perimeter, that should be able to make up for what they're missing down low. Now, that will probably be a problem. But like when you got guys like Jokic, you got guys like Anthony Davis and all the other top big men coming there. Hey, you got to give a little to get a little, So you got to let Jokic do his thing. You got to let Embiid do his thing, and you beat them with the other guys. So yeah, they are undersized there, but with how special all them other guys is on the perimeter, I think that could help them with being as undersized that they are as a team.
Let me just say this, Ayo. James Harden, you played with Dwight Howard. That didn't work. You played with Chris Paul. That didn't work. You played with not James Harden, but Kevin Durant, your first stint in OKC whenever you got drafted, and Russell Westbrook. That didn't work because you wanted to go to Houston. And then you found yourself forcing your way out of Houston because you got Daryl Morey, who you into it with now. All of a sudden, you wanted to go to Brooklyn and play with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. And guess what, IOTBA? That didn't work. He wasn't happy. It's always something with James Harden. That's another reason why I feel like this shit ain't going to work, bro. It's not going to work. James Harden is a very emotional kind of, I don't even want to say emotional because I feel like he really ain't like dedicated to winning a championship and shit like that, because we know he like to be in the club and, like you said, making it rain and shit like that. Chicken wings and what I'm saying, tossing ones on the scrippers and shit like that. I mean, to each his own. But I need a player that where shit ain't going right, it bothers him. That's one of the reasons why I love a Kobe Bean Bryant, because you wouldn't dare see Kobe Bean Bryant in the club after going 0 for 7 in a game 7 or after choking in a game 6 or some shit like that, like James Harden, bro. You would just wouldn't see that shit, Ayo.
No, I agree. Like, hey, what you saying? I mean, you giving a great perspective of it. But when I look at James Harden, who done been in the league 14, 15 years now, I think I could be wrong because the numbers show me, like you just said, every team it didn't work. But with him being so late in his career, I think possibly he could have the understanding and know that he has to play a certain way and he has to do things the right way and he has to come in and be a team player first, because his rap sheet is so bad when they go to other teams and when they go to GMs. So I think, like I say, it's a long shot because, like you say, when a person show you who they are, believe them. And what James Harden has showed us being with his previous teams, it's hard not to believe that James Harden is going to come do the same thing. But, hey, we done seen players before, get to a squad with it's their last ending, and I think James Harden possibly has a chance to turn it around, right? It's on him now. If he just that arrogant and still thinking, it's the James Harden show, then I'm with you. It's not going to work. But I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt because this is probably James Harden's last team.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this has to be his last stop, in my opinion, bro. If it don't work here, it ain't gonna work nowhere, bro. You still got Kawhi Leonard, who's a perennial all-star when he's healthy and not doing this load management crap. You got Paul George, when healthy, is a top 15 type talent in the NBA, right? Russell Westbrook has been reinvigorated ever since he left Los Angeles, and I'm not talking about the Clippers, I mean the Lakers, because for some odd reason he couldn't make layups, he couldn't catch the ball, he couldn't pass, he couldn't get rebounds, he couldn't run plays, he was making bad decisions left and right, and he just shrunk underneath the purple and gold pressure that came with playing with a LeBron, Ramon James, and Anthony Davis. So now that he's in a better situation, follow with, once again, James Harden. You got everything in your favor, bro. You also have a head coach that's been there and done that on the floor and off the floor, and Tyronn Lue. IOTBA, there is zero, and I repeat, zero excuses moving forward for James Harden not to get it done. He has everything outside of size. I will say that to get it done with the Clippers, bro. And they currently sitting at the number 7 seed right now. They 2-1. They rolled the dice early, but I think it was better to do this now than later because now you can get them acclimated with the system and the playbook and your rotations. If you're Tyronn Lue, go ahead, Ayo. My bad.
Oh no. You're right. I agree 100%. And this is another thing why I think this is a good trade for the Clippers, because think about a Kawhi Leonard. Think about a Paul George. Them guys have been hurt. They haven't been able to be there. The one thing we can say about James Harden, we know this guy is going to be there more times than not. And with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George having injuries, now when you talk about load management, now the Clippers could be able to manage the minutes more for Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, so they won't be vulnerable to get hurt like we've seen in previous seasons. That's also why I think the Clippers won this trade, because, like I say, we don't know if Kawhi gonna be there. We don't know if Paul George gonna be there. But just think, if one of them go down, you still have James Harden with Paul George, or you still got James Harden with Kawhi Leonard. Right.
And Russell Westbrook, because they're used to playing together. They played together in OKC, and they also played together in Houston. So there's some sort of camaraderie right there. And then that's a hell of a point that you just made, IOTBA, because let's just say, for the sake of the argument, Kawhi Leonard decides to take a night off, right? Or he gets hurt, or Paul George, whatever the case may be. More likely than not, that's going to happen this season, right? James Harden can easily just insert himself and go back into that Houston mode of scoring 30 to 40 points per night and getting about 10 to 12 assists. So you might be right. I might be wrong. The shit might work, IOTBA. I don't know, bro. We'll just have to see what happens. They playing right now against Orlando. They losing 7-5 right now, but I don't even think James Harden playing tonight. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing tomorrow night. And speaking of tomorrow night, man, we got to talk about my Lakers, right? We're currently sitting at the 9th seed. We're 2-2, right? We just went tooth and nail against the Orlando Magic on our home floor in Crypto Arena. IOTBA, talk to me, bro. Is there any cause for concern in La La Land? And when I say La La Land, I mean for the Lake Show.
It's hard to tell right now because it's so early. But one thing I am glad that I'm seeing out of the Lakers, especially from Anthony Davis, because, you know, he gets all the criticism from Lakers fans and worldwide, which is well deserved. I like this. I like how he responded after that first game, and I like the way this guy has been putting up numbers in the last 3 games. I don't think it's no cause for concern, but the one thing I will criticize the Lakers on, right? They didn't get James Harden. Now, I understand it was a kink in the armor. It couldn't be to December, but they should have did something with. They should have made it worth the Clippers' while to let James Harden sit to December and bring him in, because we see early in the season they don't want LeBron James to play all of these minutes. So if I'm going to have a cause for concern, I'm not pretty sure on the third guy who could come, if the Lakers have the third guy, or if the Lakers could go out there and get a third guy. Like, I think this team made it to the Western Conference Finals. So let's not get this twisted.
We can't forget that.
No, that's fine. No, but one thing the Lakers did do, they got better over the offseason. You can say from top to bottom, this is a better team than it was last year. And last year, team didn't have camaraderie starting the season. They had to build the camaraderie during the season. So if it's any cause for concern, it's just who's going to be that third guy who's going to be able to be consistent on a nightly basis.
I agree, because one thing about the Lakers, we know Anthony Davis, he's going to pull up monstrous numbers, but is he going to be willing to do this on a night in and night out basis? Nobody is ever questioning his talent. In fact, it's probably the reason why we get on him so hard, because we know what he's capable of. We've seen him do it in New Orleans, Io. We've seen him do it with the Lakers at times. But more often than not, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because he be hurt. I don't know if it's because he ain't in the mood to play. I don't know if it's because he be pissed off at Darvin Ham or Frank Vogel whenever he was the head coach, or LeBron James. I don't know what it be, Io. But for whatever reason, sometimes he show up in the first half and disappear in the second half, or in the next game, he show up in the second half and disappear in the first half. It's just never a consistent performance or dominance coming from a guy that is 6'10", 240 pounds, that can shoot jump shots, that can bang down low, that can catch alley-oops, that can get it off the glass, that can run like a gazelle in the front court, right? He can set picks and pick and pop. He can do all this extra shit, make free throw. He can do everything on the court, Io. Defend 1 through 5 on a night in and night out basis. But like I said before, whenever the tough gets going, Anthony Davis tends to shrink under the pressure. So that's why I say now, moving forward, I'm of the mindset like, look, I understand that AD is the most talented player on the team. He's a top 5 talent. But to me, for my money, based off what I've seen in these first 4 games, LeBron Ramon James is still the best player in Los Angeles Lakers uniform until further notice, Ayo, because he galvanizes the troops. He gets everybody involved. And the most important thing that a LeBron Ramon James has been doing thus far, IOTBA, which is something that you never give him credit for. Yeah, I said it. He is closing, sir. He is closing these ball games, at least the 2 that we won. To that, you say what?
Oh no, I agree with you 100%. It's easily to be frustrated with a guy like Anthony Davis, but it's also understandable why Anthony Davis have his miscues at some time, right? This is the thing right here. He's special on that court. He's been nothing but special. He's been more special with the Lakers than he have been not special. But me, E Thriller, being from Dallas, Texas, we have a team called the Dallas Cowboys. And when it comes to playing under that light of the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to get scrutinized more than most. And the Los Angeles Lakers are the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA. Like when you play for the Lakers, you're going to get criticized more than most. And I think it's a little unfair Anthony Davis get as much criticism as he do, but when you play for the Lakers, that's just the way it is. So I understand the frustration, but I think it's too much frustration from the Lakers fans because Anthony Davis, yeah, he is the player on the court. But as we know, it takes more than one player to win the game. And you can have LeBron James, but he needs the other guys around him to produce on the night in and night out basis. And also, guys need to understand, which I have seen them do in the last 3 games, that he is get Anthony Davis the ball.
Yeah.
Get him the ball.
Demand the ball, though, Ayo. A part of being a big man and being the best nigga on the floor, as far as your talent, is demanding the peel. He got to demand that rock, bro. You can't go down there and get a defensive stop, right? Playing all this hard defense that he be playing, closing out on shooters, getting out of transition, sealing your man on the fast breaks, and you see D'Lo or Austin Reeves or Rui Hachimura or Christian Wood jacking up air balls. You feel what I'm saying? He needs to demand for them to get him the goddamn ball, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%. But like you said, it's a fair assessment. What you're saying about LeBron, you know, it's a lot of people out there who say LeBron still is the best player on that Laker team, and LeBron is more mesmerizing than the Anthony Davis when it comes to the younger players and the players on that team. I think they're going to defer more to a LeBron than they will to an Anthony Davis as long as LeBron James is on that team. That's why when I say leadership, it's up to LeBron James. Okay, LeBron James, you know they're not trying to play you heavy minutes, LeBron. We know that you were the man, LeBron, and we know that you want to play Robin now and let Anthony Davis be the man. Well, it's up to you as a leader to lead by an example and tell these other players, because we know Anthony Davis isn't that vocal. I know Laker fans from the 214 to across the pond. I know y'all want him to be vocal, but Anthony Davis at this point, he is who he is. So you have to that's why you put different parts of personalities around the team. So I think it's up to the leadership and to LeBron James and Darvin Ham
and Coach Ham. Yep.
And the entire coaching staff to instill into them younger players that Anthony Davis is the man and the offense run through him, and they must defer to him first.
See, I disagree with that point about you saying that most Laker fans want him to be vocal. No, I don't give a damn if Anthony Davis don't ever utter a word, because we heard him chirping this offseason saying that he was upset with the Denver Nuggets and how they was talking noise and how him and LBJ was taking cliff notes and they was going to be prepared for the next 4 times they saw him this upcoming season, right? So I get that. I don't have no problem with him talking or not talking. My issue is all effort. I just need more from the brother on the offensive end. I don't need him only shooting 16 shots. I need for Anthony Davis to be somewhere around 20 to 24 shots on a night in and night out basis. And hell, even if he want to shoot 6 threes a game, I don't give a fuck. I just want the man to be aggressive. I don't want him to be passive. I don't want him to be timid. I don't want him to get the ball and wait for the triple team to come. No, I want him to get the ball, make a move, get his big ass down low and bang, B-A-N-G. I want to see dream shakes. I want to see jump hooks. I want to see drop steps. I want to see alley oops. I want to see both of your feet, Anthony Davis, touching the paint. And if somebody is sagging off of you, no second guess it. Go ahead and drop the draws. Make the defense respect you. And if you got a slower guy on you, that's when you'll blow by him because you do have a guard skill set. I acknowledge the skills, IOTBA, which is a part of my frustration with an Anthony Davis. But he's been balling thus far. I just want to see if he can remain consistent, IO. Consistent. Say it with me. Consistent, my brother.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And that's what I was just about to say. You took the words right out of my mouth. Thus far through this season, Anthony Davis has been consistent. I think him having that first game with everybody being so excited about the basketball season started. I think him having that first game, him having an impressive first half, and him coming out putting up a 0 in the second half, and him getting the criticism.
Unacceptable.
That was unacceptable. But him getting the criticism around the world like he did, I think that was the best thing that happened to Anthony Davis, and he has been showing it thus far through 4 games after that first game. He has been.
So let me ask you a question, IOTBA, because you made a point, which was an excellent one, just FYI, about the third option. You don't know who is going to be on a night in and night out basis. But if you had to put your money on it, would you say it's going to be D'Angelo Russell, or would it be AR-15, who just got a big contract, for the Lakers this past offseason? Or is it going to be a guy like Rui Hachimura or Christian Wood? For my money, in my personal opinion, this might shock you, bro, but I think the best offseason acquisition that the Lakers have acquired thus far, and who's showing up and showing out every single game, has been Taurean Prince, bro. I've been really impressed. I knew he was a 3-and-D guy, right? But it seems like the bright lights ain't really bothering him, Ayo, because he's been stepping up and knocking down wide open shots, and he's been putting the ball on the floor at times and driving by his defender and making plays for others or finishing at the basket, bro. But who would you say is going to be that consistent third guy for the Lakers?
I would say it need to be Austin Reeves, and it'd been disappointing of Austin Reeves in the beginning of this season after getting that big contract. In your voice, dude had a good season last year. Showed out in the playoffs. Now he's smelling his cologne. He's
feeling himself.
In your voice. So if we're going to look at disappointment, we got to look at Austin Reeves' disappointment, because these first four games coming into the season, he have been garbage truck juice. So I think
a lot of bricks, man. Shooting a lot of bad shots too.
I think it's Austin Reeves, but like I say, it's early in the season. But if you're asking me who should be that third guy, it should be Austin Reeves. He has the skill set. This dude, not only can he shoot, he could dribble, he can make the mid-range shot, he can get to the hole, he can do it all.
He can get to the free throw line. Yep,
he could do it all. So I think it's him, and we just need him to play better, just going forward. It's early in the season. Don't want to put too much criticism on him now, but the Lakers don't want to start the season like they did last year.
Oh, no. I don't think we can afford to, bro, because the West is loaded, Ayo. The West is loaded, bro.
LeBron James, 21st, he can't be playing all these minutes like that. He can't. But as of right now, starting the season, LeBron James must do what he needs to do so his team, won't fall way, way far behind. Then he have to play all the minutes coming in. But we just, like you say, shout out to Taurean Prince, been playing excellent. Shout out to the point guard. What's his name? E3.
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell. He had
20 last night.
He had 28 points last night. But see, the thing about him, we need him to be consistent, because if we're going to be honest, this guy was
You're right.
He was a former first-round talent. Yep. Like this guy is supposed to be better than this. Now we can sit up and talk about Austin Reeves all day long, but D'Angelo Russell is really supposed to be that guy. We need this guy to show that he could put up 20 plus points like he did on a nightly basis, and the Lakers will really be legit, and that'll really give them a better chance in defeating the Nuggets this year. My opening pick, I got the Nuggets
Yeah, that's your
repeat.
preseason pick. And
Yeah,
shout out to my preseason pick because, you know, I picked the Warriors to come out the West, and they've been looking phenomenal. Shout out to the chef, man. He's been cooking up. He's an early season MVP candidate, IOTBA. He's been putting on a show, bro. Did you see that man last night? Did you see him? Did you see the chef last night?
Man, that dude is ridiculous.
He's amazing, bro. And that's one of the reasons why I've been trying to tell some of you Neanderthals, like General Big Fish, IOTBA, and a list of others, that Steph Curry, in my honest opinion, y'all can say what y'all want. I know you got Magic out there. I know you got Isaiah. But for me, for my money, and I trust me, I'm not a fan of Steph Curry, right? I've been criticized for getting on Steph and hating on him a lot. But I think he is the greatest point guard the game has ever seen, IOTBA. He's the greatest, man. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I just don't look at him as a point guard though, E3.
Because he shoots a lot in the way in his style of play.
I look at him as a shooting guard, like.
But when he go in the Hall of Fame, he's going to go in classified as a point guard.
Yeah,
so,
like.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
He's the greatest scorer and shooter.
Yeah, he's the greatest shooter ever.
Ever as a point guard. As a point guard, but like Steph Curry, one of the top 20 players of all time. So
definitely,
it's no denying his talent. But like you say, man, age of 35 years old, man, and he's still
ain't that crazy,
cooking.
Ayo? That blew my mind the other day, bro. He is really 35 now. Like, hey, man, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Chris Paul, LeBron, that whole little era right there, bro. These boys on their way out, Ayo.
It's crazy how that era seemed like it was just yesterday.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was just yesterday. LeBron James coming out of Akron, Dwayne Wade coming out of Marquette.
Yep.
Chris Bosh coming out of Georgia Tech. Yeah, like it seemed like that was just yesterday.
Yeah, man. Carmelo coming out of Syracuse. He done retired now.
Yeah. Yep. What James Harden come from Arizona?
Yeah, he went to Arizona State, I believe.
Yeah, Arizona State, something like that.
Arizona State. Yep.
Russell
he disappeared in that tournament too. Just wow. You remember that? He been disappearing for a long time. I mean, we keeping it a buck. But shout out to James Harden. I like James Harden, but I'm just going to be honest, man. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. Y'all know me. I'm not here to perpetuate narratives of bullshit. I'm here to tell the truth and exactly how I see it. James Harden is a phenomenal player, but there's been too many times as a fan of his, he's let me down in the postseason, and he did it in college. Now I think about it. Ayo, go ahead.
But now, yeah, so I'm excited about the Lakers versus the Clippers tomorrow night. I really
am. Not winning that game, Ayo. Basically a home game for both teams, but we know the Lakers fans. We gonna show up and show out. The purple and gold is gonna be in full effect. You understand what I'm saying? Hopefully AD come ready to play because he's going to have the size advantage over everybody they put on him. And if you put Zubac on him, he could just blow right by him, right? So I think offensively, I think the Lakers have the edge. But defensively, as far as the perimeter, oh, man, the Lakers going to have some issues scoring on the perimeter because you got Paul George, you got Kawhi Leonard, who ain't really the same defender as he used to be prior to the injuries. But now you got James Harden, who I think is a very underrated defender if you watch basketball, if you know anything about it. And then Russell Westbrook, he's okay. He takes a lot of gambles and get a lot of passing lane steals and shit like that. But for the most part, he plays with a lot of effort. And I think Ty Lue going to have them boys up ready to play. But I'm rolling with the Lakers. I got the Lakers winning a close one tomorrow night.
I'm going to roll with the Clippers, E3, and the only reason why I'm going to roll with the Clippers is because the one thing that I don't like what the Lakers are doing is their three-point shots. These dudes were 6 for 27 on three-pointers last night. Like,
right. Why do we shoot so many threes, bro? Can somebody explain that to me?
That's my thing right there. Instead of shooting all them threes, why isn't that ball going down low to AD? Because there's no respect for the other players. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's not no respect, but the thing is, Darvin Ham is the head coach. This falls on him. He should tell them guys, look at our percentages: 10 for 29. 9 for 29, 6 for 27. Like, look at our percentages on shooting the three-point ball. We're not that good. Points in the paint. Y'all murdering everybody when it comes to points in the paint. So that's my only problem I have with the Lakers is they are taking too many shots from the 3-point instead of going inside the paint of what works. That's why I got the Clippers tomorrow, and I think the Clippers are going to beat the Lakers by at least 10 to 12 points.
So you think they're gonna make a statement tomorrow night with James Harden possibly out there, and PJ Tucker? Shout out to PJ Tucker, who is a very underrated defender as well, and he's a guy that can hit the three. He's gonna do all the dirty work. He's a perfect fit for that team because they got a lot of ball dominant guys, so he can just come in, set screens, guard the opposing team's best offensive player at times, 1 through 5. And hey, man, give him a spark on the bench or in the starting lineup. I'm not sure if he's going to start, but coming out the bench, man, he going to fit right in, bro. Shout out to PJ Tucker.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that they're going to rattle. My thing is I just don't trust the Lakers right now, right? I can't trust to see who's going to be consistent. Is it going to be you, D'Angelo Russell, or Austin Reeves? Are you going to step up, or y'all going to shoot the 3-point ball like that? And what these guys showed me, that's who they are, and that's why they be in this predicament that they in these close games, or they plan to try to come back. So that's the reason why I'm picking the Clippers in this game, because I don't think the Lakers have figured out that they're a terrible 3-point shooting team. And I think the Clippers, with the emotions of James Harden, even if he don't suit up tonight, and with Russell Westbrook, playing the Lakers again, I think that extra energy is going to push them past the Lakers.
Yeah, and there's another critique that I have of the Los Angeles Lakers as well, IOTBA. We are a terrible defensive rebounding team, bro. We give up a lot of offensive rebounds. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because AD be too busy trying to help off on his man, and then the other person that's on the backside ain't sliding over the box the big man out that he's covering. But for whatever reason, bro, we give up a lot of offensive rebounds. Hell, that's why the game was close last night. We kept giving them second chance opportunities to score. And if you do that against a sorry team in today's league, where these dudes dropping 100 to 200, not 200 points, but 100 to 130 points on a night in and night out basis, bro, you're going to find yourself in these tough-ass games.
Yeah, and I think that's when it comes to Darvin Ham with the acquisition of Christian Woods. I know Christian Woods, he could score. I mean, he could do these things. We've seen him on tape. We've seen what he did in Houston. It didn't work out that much in Dallas last year, but he with the Lakers. I think that's up to Darvin Ham to tell Christian Woods, we need you here to do the dirty work. That's why we brought you here, to do the dirty work. If your offense it comes. Well, we need you down there in the paint, blocking out, getting them rebounds, and playing like a true big man, because I truly do like him and Anthony Davis mix up when they're down low. I think it's a lot of size there. I think Christian Woods,
LeBron James too.
Yeah, is an excellent option. If Anthony Davis getting double teamed, he can hit that wide open shot. So
he's been struggling with his shot so far. Maybe it's the pressure of, once again, of playing in LA, because like we said earlier, it's kind of similar to playing for the Dallas Cowboys. The level of competition always rise to the occasion, and you're always going to get your opponent's best punch in the mouth, right? So, but yeah, man, last night we got out rebounded offensively 12-3. It's ridiculous, man. We gotta tighten up. We got to start limiting these second chance opportunities, IOTBA. But let's move forward to boxing, man, because I just got to get your opinion on this shit. All right, so Gervonta Tank Davis, who is the new quote-unquote face of the sport of boxing? Yeah, I said it, and I didn't stutter. The man just did 1.4 million pay-per-view buys with Ryan Kardashian, Oops, I mean Garcia, IOTBA, right? So Tank tweeted the other day. He said, and them little you-know-who gotta see me, all of them. IOTBA, who do you think Tank is talking about, my brother? Go ahead.
I mean, it's just speculation that he could be talking about Devin Haney. He could be talking about Teofimo Lopez. He could be talking about Shakur Stevenson. But like we say, history, when they come to what I was talking about, history history shows us that Gervonta Davis talk about these fights or talk about people in the news, but he don't never show up to fight these dudes. So whoever Gervonta Davis talking about, I think it's just the ghost in the air, because this dude has been a professional for damn near 12, 13 years. And we haven't seen this dude step up and compete against a legitimate, and I'm standing on that, against a legitimate fighter since he fought Pedraza and took the belt. So I don't believe nothing Tank Davis say, nothing.
Hey, Ayo, you know me, man. You know how I feel about Tank. I'm not a fan of his because I feel like he's doing everything bad for the sport of boxing. But my thing is this with Tank. Tank, the same energy that you be having whenever you be on Twitter and you get in your little feelings and get all emotional when you're looking at your fingernails being painted in the little purse, the little merce that you be wearing and shit like that. Why don't you keep that same energy whenever you trying to send a goddamn contract to these same dudes that you're subliminally talking to? Why don't you keep that same energy with Leonard Smellerby and all these other goofy ass motherfuckers that you got handling your business? Shout out to Al Heyman. Shout out to the PBC. We know y'all homeless right now, even though Tank is supposed to be this big ass star. We know y'all ain't got no home, but goddamn it, Tank, you knowing this shit, can you just please shut the fuck up? Because it is being rumored that you are about to fight Isaac Cruz again. I repeat, Pitbull Cruz, a fight that ain't nobody asking for. Didn't nobody really thought you lost, and you beat the motherfucker with one hand. We don't want to see that shit. So Tank, why don't you keep that same energy, my brother, and send them goddamn contracts over? Because we know you'll spar anybody. You done sparred with the best of them. We done heard the stories, right? But you ain't never fought none of these motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying, Ayo? And that's my biggest criticism of a Gervonta Tank Davis. He ain't giving us what we want to see whenever we want to see it. And as far as I'm concerned, Ayo TBA, I'm not paying for any of his fights. I'm not buying any of his merch. I'm not doing none of that. None of that. My fire cube is locked and loaded like a baked potato. I repeat, I will not support Gervonta Tank Davis. Go ahead, Ayo.
No, I agree with you 100%. Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing. $1.4 million pay-per-views. That's just something that you can't deny. You got to be a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs if you're going to deny this dude ain't the face of boxing after doing 1.4 million.
I agree. I mean, how could he not be the face of boxing? He's right. Like, let's be honest, IOTBA. Is there any other boxer in the sport that we want to see him fight basically every goddamn body? Like, we want to see Tank fight Devin. We want to see Tank fight Shakur. We want to see Tank fight Teofimo. We wanted to see him fight Regis. We wanted to see him fight Ryan to a certain extent. We want to see him fight Lomo. That's 6 dudes right there off the rip. What you want to throw in Keyshawn Davis? Do you want to throw in Frank Martin? That's 8. You feel what I'm saying? He popping. I mean, whether we like, y'all know, I'm not a fan of Tank at all. But I must be honest and objective. He popping, bro. He's the guy. He has the it factor in the ring and outside of the ring, Gaio.
Yeah, he popping, but I'm like you, I ain't a fan either of him either, and I have no respect for Tank Davis, right? I don't care how many pay-per-view buys he doing. He just one dude, right? Him doing what he doing is showing all the other fighters around the world, with him being as popular as he is, oh, I could do that same thing. That's why we got all these freaking networks going out of business, and that's why all these fights ain't happening like they're supposed to happen, because these guys are doing and thinking like the face of boxing, and Tank Davis is thinking. Look, think about it if you're a fighter. If I'm a fighter, and I'm looking at what Tank Davis did, he ain't fought nobody. And if he fought somebody, they were always little guys. If I'm looking at seeing what he did, and now he is the face of boxing, I'm going to follow that lead and do the exact same thing. And that's why boxing is a corrupt, dirty sport. That's why we're in last place. And it's because of guys like Gervonta Davis. Listen, I'm telling you, I never root for this dude. I never root for none of these dudes who playing us in the sport of boxing. I'm telling you, I hope whoever he fight next, they knock him out. And this is another thing, E3, we throwing out Isaac Cruz, right? You know, Gervonta Davis, I was scrolling on my articles. I seen him talking about, Chris Cobra talking. I ran him out the gym Now he want to fight me. So I wouldn't even be surprised if Gervonta Davis fight Chris Colbert next.
You know what, fam? Hey, that it was being rumored that fight was about to take place. Remember that? And also, there was another rumor floating around these YouTube streets that it was going to be Gary Russell Jr. as if we want to see that fight. Now, I mean, we wanted to see it 5 years ago, Tank, when we wanted you to fight Tevin Farmer and all these other black fighters that you would never fight, right? We don't want to see this shit now. We don't want to see this shit, Tank. I'm sorry. So you might be on to something with that, bro. He might end up fighting Chris Colbert. To your point, another little guy.
Man, Tank ain't finna fight nobody. Shakur Stevenson ain't finna fight nobody yet. He gonna talk and say what he want to do, and I believe he do want to fight. But Shakur Stevenson played himself by not taking the 25% because he think he bigger.
Yeah,
so he think he bigger than what he is. And Shakur, you're not bigger than what you is, dude. Just you're an average known fighter. Like all these dudes, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and them, they are just average known fighters. Nobody know who these dudes is, and these dudes be talking like they are just the faces of boxing, or they're just big names. So, like I said, I ain't got no respect for none of these dudes out here because Shakur, you do that, then you want to call Frank Martin the B word, but you did the same thing.
You did the same. He did the same goddamn thing. And let me holler at Shakur in my IOTBA voice. Let me holler at this motherfucker because he needs a reality check. Listen, Shakur, you can't always get what you want. I don't know if you ever heard that song or not, my brother. Shout out to the people that wrote that song, but maybe you need to go listen to that shit in your goddamn AirPods because look, bro, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You want to get 50% with Devin Haney, a motherfucker that's already undisputed, a nigga that already accepted less, a dude that went over to Australia not once but twice to win the belts against the George Kambosos. Now, granted, we all knew Devin was going to win, but that's besides the fucking point. The point is he did it. He's basically just saying, look, man, if you want to do what I did, you gotta get it out the mud. You're going to have to take this percent of what I'm offering you or shut the fuck up and go fight somebody else. And now you're stuck fighting Edwin De Los Santos. Is that his name, Ayo? Edwin De Los Santos, the motherfucker that looked like Duda from The Shy. Is that the dude you're about to fight? Or are we supposed to be entertained by this shit, Shakur? I mean, I'm just saying, Ayo.
For
I'm
real.
not trying to see that. Of course, I'm going to watch the fight, though.
Don't
get me wrong. I'm a diehard fan, but I'm starting to get to that point, Ayo. Like, if I got something planned, I'm not about to step aside or take away from what the fuck I got going on with my family and my wife to watch these motherfuckers fights that I already know the outcome to. I'm not gonna do it no more. So I'm with you, Ayo. I'm sick of this shit, bro. Fuck boxing right now. Yeah,
I'm not watching shit. I ain't watching Shakur versus De Los Santos. I ain't paying for. I'm gonna watch Regis versus Devin Haney because that's
we gonna watch that fight. We gonna stream the shit out there.
But I'm streaming it. They're like them average known ass niggas got this fucking fight on pay-per-view. But like who like Shakur really believes like dude, you fighting De Los Santos. We already know you
Shakur. You should have just gave Frank Martin what he wanted. What he wanted, extra 50,000 maybe, extra million maybe. I mean, goddamn, you got stuck fighting a no-name nigga that don't nobody want to see you fight, Shakur. I mean, if we just being honest with you, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to tell you what the fuck you want to hear. No, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Faxy, Thriller, big facts. Shakur, you need to get your head out your ass. You're not Terrence Crawford. You haven't went through what the boogeyman went through to get to this point, okay? I don't know. I know you hang around him. I know you call him your big brother, whatever the fuck y'all got going on. But you, sir, are not Terrence Bud Crawford. I don't want to have to say this shit again. Go ahead, Ayo.
And ain't nowhere close near to it because see the thing about it, I love the way you talk shit, Shakur, but you put a stain on your own self when you turn down the Devin Haney fight. Then you want to sit up here and call Frank Martin now. Fam, that's not working with the public. You make yourself look bad in the public when you turn down the Devin Haney fight, but then you're all at clubs talking about signing a contract. Nigga, you just signed the contract. You just
for the internet, Ayo. What was that about? There was no fucking contract.
Oh,
so one and two, you ain't the goddamn A side. Devin Haney is the A side. So how the fuck you gonna send him the contract? I'll wait. Don't make no sense, man. Some of these dudes need a wake-up call. They are single-handedly watching the sport of boxing die. The sport of boxing is on life support, and more than half of these dudes, about 85% of them, maybe even 90, don't even give a fuck, Io. Canelo, he doesn't give a fuck. Earl didn't give a fuck. Obviously, Tyson Fury, who just got dinged on this past weekend, and in my honest opinion, he just lost. Yeah, I said it to an MMA guy. Dude, that ain't never been in the square circle. Dinged on your ass, knocked you down. So to me, that's a win-win for him. You embarrassed the sport of boxing. I can go on and on. Demetrius Andrade, Benavidez. Who else am I missing? Bivol don't want to fight Better Beef. That's another fight that we've been begging for. Why that fight can't happen?
Oh man, and another
I'm sick of this shit, Io.
E3, and then let's go back to Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence. Now think about this: the way Terrence Crawford just put that religious ass whooping on Earl Spence. Why would they put that fight on pay-per-view for the rematch? E3, do that fight make any sense to be on pay-per-view?
Bro, that fight don't make any sense for one, because it didn't even live up to his expectations inside of the ring or outside of the ring. That fight didn't sell. That fight didn't generate what we thought it was going to generate pay-per-view wise, Io. Am I lying? Didn't we all agree that fight was going to do at least $1 million? Yep. Now, me and you was both two guys on the internet saying, look, we don't think it's going to do more than Tank and Ryan because they're social media stars. But we did say we expected for that fight to do at least $1 million. But you got these two dudes in the press conference, they, saying the little sweet pleasantries about each other. I respect Crawford. I'm a realist and things like that. I'm not going to disrespect. I got to keep my chin down and my hands up. They saying all this sweet ass shit to each other, not listening to Mike Tyson say, look, man, you got to go in there. You got to spice it up. You got to call them names, say something. You got to call them something. They won't do none of that. They just wanted to be politically correct. And that's why the fight didn't live up to its expectations as far as pay-per-view buys, Io. So who in the fuck is going to want to buy this fight the second time around? Because for one, they can't sell it to us. Two, what is Errol Spence going to say? Three, what is Derrick James going to do? You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nobody intrigued by this rematch, bro. Nobody.
And like I said, this shouldn't be a pay-per-view fight. I don't give a fuck what nobody tell me. If this fight is on pay-per-view, if everybody ain't streaming it, they talking about support the sport of fucking boxing. What about giving the fucking fans and the fucking consumers, the one who pay for this shit and come to them fights, something we want to see? Y'all want to tell us to support y'all. Well, we can't support a fucking rematch that's going to be on pay-per-view that a dude got whitewashed against, fam. Stop playing with me. I'm not here for none of that shit. Boxing is a dying sport that's sinking, and if nobody don't see that, y'all just ignorant to the situations. We have to break these. I'm talking about you.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Pop the shit out, yo. My bad.
Yeah, we got to break these fucking fighters down and build this shit back up the right way. These motherfuckers are entitled. Like, you know what killed me with these guys?
What's that?
We put our life on the line. Well, motherfucker, you were putting your life on the line when you were 5 years old and lacing up your boots. Was you saying that shit then, or was you thinking in your head, I want to be a millionaire one day, boss? I want to be a millionaire one day. So I don't give a fuck about you niggas talking about you putting y'all life on y'all our entertainment. And a nigga, we y'all entertainment, so entertain us. Don't tell us about you putting your life on the line. Motherfucker, you ain't spreading your check with us, then we'll possibly give a fuck about you putting your life on the line. But when you started as a fucking amateur, when you had your uncles, brothers, cousins, mamas, all in your ear, even Terrence Crawford, mama used to tell him, oh, I used to pay people $10 if you could beat them with. They wouldn't think about his life being on the line. So Terrence Crawford, I don't want her shit about you saying about putting your life on the line. Like, I hate when they say that shit.
You know how I feel about that shit whenever they say that shit, Ayo?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't care, because for one, give me what I want when I want it. Like I always say, I always use this analogy. So let me just use a different one. If I go to Foot Locker, IOTBA, right, and I say I want a pair of the retro 11s, don't come out the back with some goddamn Team Jumpman. That ain't what I want. I want the retro. I want the white and black Patent leathers, you know, the ones that he had on the Space Jam. Them the ones I want with the patent. You understand what I'm saying? With the jump man on the side, that's the shoe I want. Don't give me no substitutions. Don't give me no bullshit. We sick of this, and y'all wonder why I ain't been going live talking about boxing, because I don't have any enthusiasm to do so. These motherfuckers are pissing me off. I'm sick of bitching and moaning about the same shit. Oh, we ain't getting the fights. Who ducking who? Why this fight ain't happening? Oh, the promoters need to work together. Oh, we need to all come together. The sanctioning bodies ain't doing what they supposed to do. Why can't they mandate this fight? Why are they letting Canelo move up and keep his belt? Devin Haney, why the fuck is he keeping his belts at 135 when he running around here bitching and moaning about how he can't even make the weight?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of this, bro. Like, when are they going to start doing right by the sport of boxing? The commission, what do we call them motherfuckers? The sanctioning bodies. Mauricio Suleiman, the WBO, WBC, IBF, and the WBA. Y'all can easily clean this shit up if y'all want to, but look, it's all about the money. As long as they got all these Wookiee belts and these Reggie belts and these dudes perpetrating, masquerading as champions, and they getting that envelope in the mail with money in and shit like that, they don't give a fuck, bro. And that's what's wrong with the sport of boxing. We need somebody to come in and clean this shit up. And I feel so good. I'm so thankful that you called me that day, because I forgot and told me to watch that UFC card. What was that, like 2 weekends ago, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep.
Bro, that I had such a great time watching the best go up against the best. Shit was phenomenal.
Top to bottom. And that's just like Shakur, right? Like, I don't even believe you, Shakur. Like, I don't believe you think you could beat Devin Haney. Because you was the same dude came out and said, I used to always get the bid of Devin Haney in sport. Well, nigga, why you ain't signed the contract?
Nah, Shakur was the one saying, I'm tired. I'm tired. He the one who stopped scoring. If we keeping it a buck, he don't never want to talk about that shit. I'm tired. Nigga, what? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. And look, you know me. Listen, for the record, if you're new to the channel, sub up to the channel, hit that like button if you haven't already done so. He's IOTBA, Mr. 214. I'm E Thriller, aka the Black Picasso, aka Ham Rothstein, aka Go Thriller. For the record, I like Shakur as a fighter. Shakur is one of my favorite fighters in the sport. But what I'm not going to do is lie and cap for this motherfucker when he's wrong. Shakur, you're wrong. I'm sick of hearing you talk about who you a fuck up and you so tough this and tough that. You a whoop Sean O'Malley in the UFC. Listen, man, in this next fight that he got coming up against Duda from the Shy, you better knock this motherfucker out. The way he be talking, Ayo, I want to see a knockout. I don't want to see no stoppage. I want to see a knockout, bro. I want to see some Tank or some Deontay Wilder type shit or some Mike Tyson type shit. The way that this motherfucker been talking, bro.
And another thing with Regis Prograde too, that's another dude who pissed me off. And
let's talk about it. Go ahead.
That's my guy. That's my guy. Like, I fuck with you, Regis, but let me holler at you. You sit up there doing that interview with that Master Splinter looking motherfucker and Weasel Setback, right? And you gonna say, oh, people be hitting me up in my DMs talking about they want to interview, but I'm not gonna interview with you if I heard you criticizing me. Well, see, that's what the fuck is wrong. That's what the fuck is wrong with the sport about this. Listen, I could give a fuck if I interview Regis, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Bill Haney, any other body who's a national name in sport. If you motherfuckers can't take criticism, I could give a fuck about interviewing you niggas. And guess what? That's gonna make me want to criticize you more. You shouldn't ever talk about, I do everything better than Devin Haney. What's everything?
How? Did he really say that? Did he really sit up there and say that with a straight face? So Regis Prograde, let me get this straight. You do everything better than Devin Haney. So let me just think of something right off the top of my head. Do you have a better jab than Devin Haney? I wait. I will fucking wait. Stop playing, bro. Regis, it's okay to be confident, but let's be honest. Let's be real here, because we're just being honest. You feel what I'm saying, Ayo? Bro, you don't have a better jab than Devin Haney. You don't have better ring generalship than Devin Haney. Okay? I hate to break it to you. You don't have better footwork and leg movement than Devin the Dream Haney. Sorry. You're not a better fighter. I don't see it.
And then what killed me, he talking about, oh, I got more power. But damn, if you can't hit him with that power, because you definitely don't know how to cut off the ring as a professional fighter who been doing it this long, you follow the dude behind the ring. Look at the last fight you fought in Zorilla. He talking about, oh, Devin Haney wouldn't have fought me if I would have looked good against Zorilla. No, first off, Regis, Zorilla was a replacement that your coach picked. Your coach picked Zorilla, and y'all and the team picked Zorilla because y'all thought he was easy work. Y'all picked the easiest work y'all thought that was in the yard for the replacement for your hometown fight. And that dude gave you, and that dude gave you the surprise of a lifetime. So being on this level where you're talking about you're gonna do this, it's all about show and tell, because the level that you think you're on in that last Zorilla fight, we didn't see it. Now, Devin Haney, let me holler at you real quick though, because I'm talking about how this fight is on the pay-per-view. Devin Haney, it's a lot of people around the world, not me. I thought you won that fight against Lomachenko, but goddamn it, when I scroll up my articles, it's like 95% of the world thought you lost against Lomachenko. And the audacity and the nerve of both of these dudes who just had fights where people thought Devin Haney lost. We looked in that fight and then this dude knocked Regis down too, I think, and Regis looked subpar in that fight. And now they put this fight on pay-per-view. That's what's killing the sport. These average known ass fighters like Regis Prograis and Devin Haney, who put on horrible performances in their last fight. Well, not saying horrible. Well, Regis was horrible. Devin Haney, everybody thought he lost. So why would this fight be on pay-per-view? It make absolutely no sense. And that's why it's sinking like quicksand, E3.
And hey, Devin Haney, I mean, let's just address the elephant in the room. Also, IOTBA, for the record, most people feel like Devin Haney is boring. Now, I'm not one of those dudes that feel like that, because I feel like that fight with Lomachenko, that was the fight of the year. To me, that was my favorite fight to watch this year. Outside of the fight that I just watched this past weekend between what's the cat name?
Shaq Foster.
Yeah, Shaquille Foster and the Hernandez, whatever his name. I can't remember his last name. Forgive me in the chat. But anyway, y'all know what I'm trying to say. But outside of that fight was very entertaining. But prior to that, Devin Haney was labeled as boring, a hugger, a person that ain't got no power. He pillow fisted. So 9 times out of 10, a diehard boxing fan ain't gonna want to pay for his fight. It don't even make me fart in talking about the goddamn casuals, because they gonna ask me, who the hell is Devin Haney? We don't know who the fuck he is. I mean, as far as we can see, he looks like a fashion model, because he's always posing with Jerry and shit on IG and standing on his cars and doing goofy ass rapper type shit and having goals in his mouth. But everything else, I mean, goddamn, and then Regis, for you to sit up here and say that you ain't gonna do interviews with nobody if they say something bad about you, bro, you should be happy that people are even talking about you. Because I mean, IOTBA, I don't watch a lot of people on YouTube, but if I do just so happen to scroll up my articles in my IOTBA voice, right? And if I type in Regis Prograis, I'm gonna be hard pressed to find anybody on any panel talking about Regis Prograis, bro. So you should be thankful. You should be on your hands and knees clapping for fucking joy that people even want to interview, because a lot of people don't even know the fuck you is.
Like, and that's the thing. That just showed me these fighters feel like they bigger than us fans. They feel like just because they box and we the ones who pay for it, they bigger than us. And this is where it's up to the fans to make a motherfucking stand. Devin Haney and Regis Prograis is an ESPN fight. That is a regular cable channel fight, and we need to treat it as such. So there's no way nobody on this planet, I don't give a damn how much boxing you like, you shouldn't get cheated out your money and paying $60 for these two average known fighters who nobody knows. Straight up.
I agree, man. And then another thing that's wrong with the sport of boxing, the so-called supposed to be the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez, he watching the sport die, pretty much being on life support as well, IOTBA, because it's been rumored that he's about to face Jaime Munguia. The same Jaime Munguia that campaigns at 160, the same Jaime Munguia that's been ducking smoke with everybody at 160, and the same Jaime Munguia that ain't fought no fucking body, that ain't did nothing, but I'm pretty sure he just wants to payday. He wants a payday. Yeah, I know. I mean, who in the hell is clamoring for that fight? We already know the outcome of that fight, Canelo. I mean, goddamn, bro, how many times do you got to go to Pep Boys? You just fought Triple G for the third time, which was another fight we didn't ask you for. All right, cool. You fought Bivol. That was a fight that fight fans really weren't asking for. You feel what I'm saying? Even though Bivol dusted you off for 9 out of the 12 rounds, it is what it is. And then you double back and fought a John Ryder, and I get it. He was your mandatory. But I mean, goddamn, you can normally move heaven and earth to fight or do whatever the fuck you want to do. Why couldn't you pay him step aside money to fight somebody at 168 that's legitimate, like a David Benavidez, or dare I even say a Demetrius Andrade, who you love to shit on, call him a horrible fighter, say he ain't done nothing in the sport, he ain't this, he ain't that, but he's done more than a fucking Jaime Munguia. I mean, if we being honest, IOTBA. I'm just sick of the fucking hypocrisy from some of these fighters, man. And then you want to say, oh, I'm not going to get credit if I fight Terrence Crawford, but because he's a little guy. But then you turn around and you're about to fight another little guy when you just fought Jamel, another fight that we wanted about 4 to 5 years ago. I mean, thank you for finally showing up to the party, Canelo, but it's a little too fucking late to sell us that fight, which is why I didn't buy that fight. Go ahead, Ayo.
No, you're right. Canelo is absolutely the worst, bro. I can't stand Canelo no more. I don't wish nothing good on him in the boxing ring. I don't want him to die in the ring, but I want somebody to knock him the fuck out. He is the worst. Like, and the same thing with your. Yeah. They are the worst, bro. When you have dudes who are on the echelon like they are, and they do the things that they do and take the fights that they take, and you have these stupid, ignorant fans talking about these dudes earned the right. These dudes ain't earned the right to fucking do nothing. They earned the right to fight the best fighters fucking out there. That's why boxing is fucked up. These niggas ain't earned the right to fucking do shit. Canelo is the worst. He is the
epitome of what's wrong with the sport of boxing. Bro.
Yeah, to the fullest of the fucking degree, E3. I can't stand that dude. I am ready for somebody to knock the freckles off Canelo's face and put him on this shit, bro. Because I'm with you now. I'm with you on this now.
What's that?
Nigga, Jaime Munguia, nigga, fuck Jaime Munguia. Nigga, I'd rather see you fight Terrence Crawford than fucking Jaime Munguia.
Saying.
Say the press.
Wouldn't you make more money fighting the boogeyman?
Oh,
wouldn't you make more money fighting Terrence Crawford, Ayo? If you're Canelo?
Bro.
Ain't nobody convinced me otherwise. Hell, I could even make a case he would probably make more money fighting Crawford than David Benavidez. I can make a case.
Man, I want to see him fight Crawford than fight anybody else if it ain't a David Benavidez or
And his fans love the shit on Floyd Mayweather. That's the part I don't get. They love to talk shit about Floyd, even though Floyd and Golden Boy helped build Canelo name up by putting him on all Floyd undercards, and then eventually Floyd beat his ass for 12 rounds. But that's neither here nor there. They love to talk shit about Floyd being a cherry picker and not fighting guys that they wanted to see him fight, only to double back and support a guy that's doing the exact same fucking thing. It doesn't make sense.
Killing the sport, E3 Munguia, Canelo. For real, you the undisputed champion in the world. And you fighting Jaime Munguia, a dude who ain't looked impressive in none of his
bro, he almost got stopped in this last fight, Ayo. And I forgot who he fought. He almost got stopped in this last fight. You remember that shit?
Yeah, bro, that's why this sport is fucked up, bro, because we got people on here who cheerlead for these dudes who fucking up the sport. Like, how can anybody even like Tank? Can't no nigga get on here and talk no A-side shit with me with Tank. That ain't doing shit for boxing. Nigga, fuck your A-side talk. That ain't doing shit for boxing. If the nigga ain't making the fights happen, bro, it ain't doing nothing for boxing. I have no respect for none of these dudes no more who hurting the sport, and I'm gonna let that shit be known to these individuals, fam. It's it. I'm done with it, E3. I'm done with playing nice.
Hey, let me piggyback off a point that you just made about 3 minutes ago about earning the right. Okay, if the fighters want to claim like they earn the right to do whatever they want to do and bust whatever moves they want to bust, all right, cool. Well, us as the fans, you know, the paying consumer, the real bosses of boxers, we earn the right to keep our fucking money in our checkbook, in my Chase account, or in my Navy Federal Credit Union account, or whatever account, cash out, whatever the case may be. I've earned the right to do that as well. So if you want to do that shit, we can do it too. It is what it is. And listen, Ayo, you know what, bro? I ain't even gonna complain no more because guess what? I ain't buying this shit anyway.
Yeah, you right.
There's no reason for us to complain. There's no reason for us to bitch and moan no more. I just had an epiphany as we've been talking for an hour about this shit. There's no need for us to complain anymore because we ain't buying the fucking fights anyways. Yeah, I said it. I'm not buying neither one of you motherfuckers fights. That entails Canelo, Crawford, Benavidez, Bivol, Better Beef, Deontay Wilder with his, I don't even want to go there. Wilder, Fury. I damn sure ain't buying no more Fury fights. I'm never buying a Fury fight. Usyk, I fuck with Usyk is probably the only guy in the sport of boxing that I just legit rock with. I can't say nothing negative about Usyk. Like he ain't moving funny. He ain't never said nothing that made me say, why you say that? Or why you doing? He's the only one IO right now. The only one. And that's saying a lot coming from me. Because you know I rock with Bud Crawford. But I don't want to hear no shit about, oh, Boots ain't did enough and oh, it doesn't make sense. Fuck all that. You the boogeyman. I can't call you the boogeyman when you turning down smoke. All I wanted to hear you say, Terrence Bud Crawford, was this. If my money is right, because again, you did say it's all about the money, right? Which it should be at this point in your career. If they give me 15 or 20 M's to go up in there with whoever, where do I sign? That's all I want to hear from Terrence Crawford. But he didn't say that. And that shit, I ain't gonna lie, it pissed me the fuck off, Ayo. So fuck them all right now. That's where I'm at with it.
And Usyk.
Shout out to Usyk.
And then make you start to get them Earl Spence feelings about Crawford. Do he know something about Jerron Bruce Ennis that we don't know? Like, because remember when Earl was doing that shit, you know, people were like, oh, Earl, don't want to fight him. Earl, no, he gonna get his ass beat like Crawford.
I was the motherfucker waving that red flag saying it. Yep.
I ain't never seen Crawford act like this. I thought, you don't turn down no smoke, Crawford. Yeah, I see. I was watching your Instagram today. Congratulations on that new mansion you getting built. You earned that shit. Nice. A lot of land.
Oh, he got he building a new mansion. Okay.
Oh man, nice, super nice.
Good for him. Good for him.
But what we need you to do is fight. If you and Earl have agreed, because that's what Derrick Johnson. Well, you can't believe nothing that dude say no way because he's full of lies. He's full of lies. He insinuated like, oh, the fight gonna happen at 154.
Oh man, the fight is gonna happen at 154, but I don't know nothing, but I know where the fight is gonna take place. I mean, oh man.
But go ahead, Ayo.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then Terrence Crawford stop holding up the division. Drop the belt. Like Terrence Crawford should know by now. It's been July, August, September. It's going to be 4 months. Terrence Crawford should know right now if he's going to fight at 147 or 154. That's what's wrong with boxing. Guys
and another thing that's wrong with boxing, where the fuck is Earl Spence? This dude, I mean, Ayo, you want to talk about just transforming and changing out of no. This dude lost one fight, bro, and I get it. It was embarrassing. But where the fuck is Earl? Like, he's really having a Martin Najee Rumble moment. Like, we got to go look for Earl Spence. He probably, Najee Rumble, Najee. We don't know where the fuck Earl Spence is at, Ayo. Has anybody seen Earl Spence? Has anybody caught the big fish? Can somebody please tell him that Go Thriller and IOTBA want to know, hey, man, is you going to rematch Crawford at 154 or you going to stay at 147 and try to achieve your goal of becoming undisputed? Because that's why you made us wait for 5 years anyway. Let you tell it, right? Even though you was trying to move up to fight Canelo for a payday, Yeah, I know. Has anybody seen Earl in the chat? I'll wait.
Nah, you right, man. This shit disappointing.
Where the fuck is Earl Spence, man? I'm sick of this shit.
Oh, Earl is a big disappointment right now.
Has he done any interviews? Has he made any cameos on these Earl sexual channels? Has anybody seen Earl Spence?
Nothing. It's disappointing, E3. Earl is a big disappointment.
Ain't nobody seen this nigga, Ayo. Can you hear the crickets? Because I hear
them. I heard.
Okay. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Nah, but he a big disappointment right now because it just show his character, right?
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, we talking about the sport of boxing. We ain't talking about him being the family. Not saying he ain't a good family man or nothing like that, but it just show his character, right? It show he was a sport little individual brat, lost one time and then went away from the face of the world. Where is that same energy? After every fight that you was winning, you was always posting something. You was always throwing something in somebody's face. Or
Something cryptic. Everything was
yeah,
cryptic.
yeah.
Everything, things like that. Things like that. Tune us for people who are sure themselves. Things like that. Yeah, he was all on the internet, Ayo. Hell of a point.
Yeah, just really throwing shots at people. Oh, people supposed to be there. Oh, this and that. Like, well goddamn, Earl Spence, you lost one fight. And this is just showing the humility that you don't have. You like it's easy to win and be on top, but we respect you when you lose and you can come back and you can show face.
Hey fam, my favorite wide receiver of all time in the NFL has one of my favorite quotes in life, and I tell my son this all the time. Whenever we compete in anything, we playing WWE, 2K23, or Uno, or anything, I'm never going to let him win. And I always tell him, Ayo, losing builds character.
Yep.
Shout out to Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson, man. Losing builds character, Ayo, and clearly Earl's character is in question right now because he ain't the same guy. At least when AB, whenever he was getting his ass kicked by McDonough and all these other Manny Pacquiao, he still felt like he was the shit. AB wasn't hot. AB was still going to these fights. AB was still doing these interviews, showing up drunk or whatever the case may be. AB was still AB, and I respect him for that. You don't change. I mean, Muhammad Ali would never, Ayo. Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler, Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins, my favorite fighter of all time. Yeah, I said it. He would never. He got knocked out of the fucking ring in this last fight. But guess what? He wasn't hiding. He was still going to fights. He was still doing interviews. What's the problem, Earl? What's popping? Where you at?
And if I'm Jermell Charlo, I feel a certain type of way. Nigga, you ain't show up to my fight. Nigga, I showed up to your biggest moment. You want to call me on the epilogue, nigga? You want to call me on the epilogue, nigga? You ain't here supporting me like I was here supporting you in your biggest moment. That just showed me the mentality of Jamal Charlo. He a sucker. Jermell Charlo. He a sucker.
We know that, bro. He been clipping Earl toenails and filing his fingernails. And we know this about him.
He'll put his brother on Front Street, E3, but not Earl Spence. Nigga, you a sucker. He a sucker, nigga. You will talk down on your brother and say, oh, you'll never know this, and you'll make this all through the public. You will have your wife trying to fight his wife and all that other shit. But Earl Spence didn't show up to your biggest moment. This been your stablemate for all these years. You was talking that shit for him in the media, and this nigga call you on the goddamn phone. Like you a sucker, bro, in the way you did your brother like that. I can't respect niggas like Jamal Charlo, nigga. That's your brother, nigga. And you gonna let a nigga who you been knowing in boxing for 10 years, you been knowing your brother your whole goddamn life.
How does that work? Like, man, how does that work? I just don't understand this weird ass climate. And then you got certain fighters like Shakur and Keyshawn saying that they'll never fight each other unless it's $100 million payday. But like my nigga IOTBA said, get the fuck out the sport then. Because we're not trying to hear this shit. You either gonna fight each other or shut the fuck up. Because y'all both do a whole lot of talking. And speaking of Keyshawn Davis, didn't he just get busted smoking or chiefing on the marijuana, IOTBA?
Yeah, and this dumbass dude gonna talk about, oh man, I'm gonna keep on smoking. I'm gonna make sure I keep smoking, and it shouldn't be like this, nigga. You know that shit it ain't in boxing right now. Like, I understand his argument where he's saying, oh, it's regularized and this and that. Well, nigga, it's not regularized in your sport. Nigga, you got caught up because you was smoking too long. If you wouldn't have never got caught smoking, you would have still been smoking. We wouldn't have been hearing this long-ass paragraph of saying, oh, it should be done like this. Because you got caught, that's what the fuck you gonna say. And that's why you look like you did in your last fight. That's why you start gassing. And from the excuse me, that's why you start gassing from the 6th round to the 10th round, because you like to blow big blunts, little nigga. You like to blow big blunts, and them big blunts, they caught up in your lungs while that black smoke and start catching up with you in them latter rounds, and that Albright dude will start dinging on your ass, man. Like I say, Keyshawn, I never believe that you're gonna make it. Like I don't know what these other guys do, right? People might do smoke, but I know you got caught smoking and you was a smoker. I should have looked at you and could tell that you was a smoker.
You
I should have
disappointed about that, huh?
yeah, I should have knew he was a smoker, but I was trying to get a little Kermit the Frog looking ass nigga a pass and say nah, he ain't doing nothing like that. But like this like you don't supposed to smoke when you fight. You ain't supposed to do that. Like not playing no sport. Some people are able to do it if you just that great, but shit, you got to get there first. So I don't think Keyshawn gonna ever be where he gonna be. And like I say, like you said about Shakur, I don't got no respect for that. Like, oh, we ain't gonna never fight. Ain't gonna never fight. Well, nigga, fuck you mean you ain't gonna never fight him? Y'all got to get paid this. Nigga, you putting out an astronomical number that now one of you niggas is never gonna get.
Yeah, exactly. Basically,
never gonna get.
And people weren't trying to hear that shit whenever it came to Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford. Because whenever Crawford said, "Look, man, I don't want to fight Sean Porter. I want Earl Spence," people was trying to say that Crawford was ducking Sean Porter until he knocked that motherfucker out, sending the sleep experts. You feel what I'm saying? Had K Diddy throwing in the towel. You feel what I'm saying? But people ain't trying to hear that shit, bro. So Shakur and Keyshawn, business key is what they call you. We don't want to hear that weak shit. We don't want to hear that soft ass shit, bro. You are professional boxers. And if it's coming upon y'all to fight each other for the straps or for money or whatever the case may be, we want to see y'all fight or else move up.
My thing is this right here. Damn, Crawford. He trained with y'all. Did y'all know he smoked? Do you smoke, Crawford? Shakur Stevenson.
That's a hell of a question.
Shakur Stevenson. This your guy. You've been knowing him your whole life. You know he a smoker. Do you smoke, Shakur? And like I said,
would love to know.
People say it should be legal. It's not, though. Not in the sport of boxing. You have to follow the regulated rules until it gets legal. That's when you're going
to... that's just like us saying, yeah, it should be legal so we can go to work high as fuck. But if we go to work high, 9 times out of 10, if they notice that we smoking on the job, they're going to fire us on the spot. So, yeah, of course, we know it should be legal, but it's not. That's not reality. But go ahead, Ayo.
Yeah, nah, you're right, bro. Boxing just in the fucked up place. Got Keisha, Rising Star, suspended. Well, it don't even matter because he was from the fucking fight Pedraza, but it would have mattered.
Fight a Rudy Poo anyway. A nigga that Tank already whooped about, 20 years ago? 25 years ago?
Bro,
we don't want to see that fight. We want to see him fight Kid Austin. What happened to that fight?
Man, Kid Austin said he was going to break his face. Like, come on now. As much talking as you do, Keyshawn Davis, this dude said he gonna break your face. Got just as many fights as you. He get featured just like you is. Right? He finna get way more attention than you because he the co-main event on the December 2nd card with Ryan Garcia headlining that card.
Oh my God.
So come on, man. Like boxing it's just fucked up in this world. These dudes on here they don't want to fight. You know, that's why
they don't want to fight, bro. They would rather lip wrestle on Twitter, on IG, and, at these fights, but they ain't never making the guy. When it's come time to send that contract, and wolf tickets is getting, you know what I'm saying? They selling out like hotcakes. In my little early before, they selling out, bro, because they ain't never making no real fights. They ain't making no fights we want to see, Ayo. And that's why I haven't really been too enthused about going live and talking about boxing. I'm not, bro. I'm sorry.
And then them to go live, like I go live because I gotta talk shit to these dudes and the dumbass shit they say. I just can't contain myself. That's a problem I got. Maybe I need to go sit down with somebody and talk to them. But when the dumb shit go on, I'm just ignorant to it. I can't take it. So I got to say something. But this shit is fucking pathetic, bro. This is what we get after Crawford, Earl Spence. Like, what is we doing? All these dudes talking about what they gonna do. They ain't gonna be like them other guys. They ain't gonna be like that. What is we doing then? Like, come on now, Devin Haney, you beat Regis Prograis. Well, I know Regis Prograis fight. But Devin Haney, if just say, because I think you the favorite, I think you gonna win, but who knows? You let Linares rock your chinny chin chin ass. And I think Prograis hit harder than Lenore's. As a matter of fact, I gave Prograde a slight edge over Josh Taylor. Some people say Josh Taylor won. I thought Prograde won that fight, but that's neither here
a
or
lot
there.
of people say that. A lot of people say that.
Prograde got the power to really catch him in his chin, and with this being Devin Haney's first fight, who knows? So this is my thing right here. Do we need Devin Haney to win this fight? Like, cause it's Devin Haney. He talking about they talking about independency and all this other shit. Independency, nigga. Nobody don't know you. You could be independent and still be not known, nigga. Like,
and what's with Bill Haney, bro? Like, listen, I like Bill Haney a lot. I think he appears to be a great dad. He's supportive of his son. I get it. But at what point do you, as a father, take the fucking training wheels off of your son? Like, when you're doing these interviews, I watched the interview in Sway in the Morning a couple of weeks ago, right? Maybe it was last week because it just came out. I didn't watch the whole interview because I was getting annoyed by every time Sway would ask him some shit. You're right, meaning Devin Haney. Here come Bill interjecting his fucking personal opinion on the topic at hand. It was like, well, goddamn, Bill, are you living vicariously through Devin Haney? Because he's the guy that's undisputed. He's the guy that laces up the gloves. He's the guy that's running these miles in the morning or at nighttime and training and sparring all these great not heavyweight, but champions in or around his weight class, right? Bill, we don't really want to hear from you like that. I mean, you cool, you funny, I get it, but I would rather hear this shit coming from the champ, Devin Haney. I mean, am I wrong for saying that, IOTBA?
Nah, you right, bro. I like what Bill Haney do, but it come a time and place and moment where, come on, take the training wheels off. You don't got to hold his hand while you walk down the street no more. He old enough. He can get off them training wheels. You can let Devin Haney talk. When Devin Haney talk, he know how to talk.
He knows how to articulate himself very well. Very well. I don't see why he doing like Floyd Mayweather Sr., the George, shout out to him. He never did that with Floyd. They always took a step back and allowed Floyd to be the man that he was, bro. But yeah, exactly. But on the outside, on the side of something, he might do his own personal interview, him and Roger Mayweather. God bless the dead. But for the most part, if they were all in the interview or all in the same room, they made it about Floyd Mayweather Jr.
They'll be like, oh, this is my son. Yeah, it's your son, bro. But you ain't fighting for him. Nigga, we don't want to hear you. And I'm talking to any dad or son relationship. I'm saying
we got something for that shit, though. We want
to hear you niggas sometimes, but we want to hear the fighters most of the times. Point blank, period. Like I say, E3, we just on the downward slope. Hopefully, we stop buying these fights, and that's another thing with Eddie Hearn. Let me holler at him real quick. Eddie Hearn talking about, I'm finna start dropping the fighters who don't want to take these fights with Eddie Hearn. I can't wait for the zone to drop you, because in the same sense, you will say you're gonna drop the fighters who don't want to take the fight, but then you give us Devin Haney against Regis Prograde on pay-per-view. The Zan was built off an app where they told you all you have to do is going to have to pay $5.99 and you're going to be able to watch all these fights. You ain't going to have to do no pay-per-view. That's what they sold to us. After 6 months of doing that, pay-per-view, pay-per-view, pay-per-view. Man, this is ridiculous. Eddie Hearn the problem. Like you said, Tyson Fury, he the problem. 2 days
Bob Arum for putting that shitty ass fight up. He's a problem. All of them are in the same bed, as far as you ask me. Ain't nobody absolved. Everybody can get this work right now in the sport of boxing.
And look, and Ganyu, now Eddie Hearn talking about doing the Rumble in the Jungle. This is what we come to, E3.
Right. Instead of us, now he want to match up AJ against Francis Ngannou. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Is this what the sport is coming to? Yeah, and then I seen something that was just so disgusting to me on Twitter. Did you by chance see that Ryan Kardashian, Oops, I mean Garcia video that went viral today?
Oh man, I seen that shit.
The man was. I don't even want to. Is this what I know and love is coming to IOTBA?
Oh man, that shit was disturbing to watch. Like, why would y'all post that?
Why? Like, who hit the send button, bro? Who did that?
Why would y'all post that? Like that's Like I said,
That's a
man.
woman's TikTok, bro, where they twerk and do all this extra shit. Like, come on, bro. Like this shit is pathetic, bro.
And
I'm
this is
done.
like we said about Ngannou versus Anthony. Like we don't want to see that. I
No, we
want to see
don't.
Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder. That's the fight we want to see, Eddie Hearn.
Can we finally see that? Like that's what's like. But look, I'm not saying. Look, like I said, I think it'll truly do numbers. Ngannou versus Joshua. So I can't knock it on the number situation, but on the boxing, well, it may be doing good for boxing, but I want to see. I mean, is Ngannou that good?
I don't know. It remains. I mean, he looked good against Fury, bro.
Like,
But if I
it
had
could be helping boxing.
but
I mean,
as a fight fan, if I had a choice between AJ versus Wilder or AJ versus Ngannou, I'm gonna say AJ versus Wilder because again, that fight has been over marinated for a plethora of reasons, and we should have been had that fight. So why not? Let's just go ahead and get that out the way. Then the winner of that fight can possibly fight the winner of Fury and Usyk, or if you want to take a Francis Ngannou fight, then I ain't got no problem with it as a fight fan. I can support that.
yeah, man. I hope Usyk knock Tyson Fury out. I truly believe he is.
You
man.
know I'm riding with Usyk, bro. He's the most stand-up guy in boxing right now, in my honest opinion. I said it. He the most stand-up guy in boxing right now. I'm fully supporting Alexander Usyk.
I think that was you, a Mosquito, who said this.
Eddie Atlas, man.
Them Deontay Wilder, them punches he hit Tyson Fury with.
Mm-hmm.
I think that changed him, bro.
Yeah, we did say that.
What
is his punch resistance like? Because we keep talking about, how much does Deontay Wilder have left after those 3 brutal fights against Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. But what about Tyson Fury? Because he took a lot of punishment in them fights as well, bro.
Who, Tyson Fury?
Yeah, he took some shots. He hit the canvas several times in fight number 3 and in the first fight.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like I don't, and then look with his weight stuff too. He talking about, oh, I want to be this heavy. No, you don't, Tyson Fury. I don't think that you could lose that weight like you lose to. I think you stuck at that weight right there. And if you look at him in the Ngannou fight, I think he won by boxing rules, right? If we're looking at it like, I think he won that fight. But look how he looked. Look how slow he was. Look how he couldn't even hit Ngannou. Look how he was missing a lot, bro. Like, so what is that telling me he gonna be able to do to Alexander Usyk? I don't think he's gonna be able to do nothing with him. I think Tyson Fury done made his money. I think whether win, lose, or draw against Usyk, he's still gonna get his money, but I just don't believe Tyson Fury could take punches no more. And I think Usyk, being a smaller fighter, great defensive fighter, on his toes, can hit you at a lot of angles. I think he may knock Fury out now. I'm picking Usyk for the knockout. Like I'm gonna find me something to bet on, and like, cause I don't bet none of these dudes on the internet, but I'm gonna find me something to bet on. Yeah. And I think Usyk might knock him out.
Hey man, I'm picking Usyk, bro, especially after that performance because Fury looked sloppy. His footwork was he was stumbling over his feet, IOTBA. He couldn't find a range or distance on his jab. He looked confused by the patience of a Francis Ngannou, the same guy that's really an MMA fighter, IOTBA. He didn't look good. He looked confused on the inside. He looked like punches hurt him every time something landed on him. He kept dipping his head and getting hit. You feel what I'm saying? The same mistakes he was making against the Deontay Wilder. He looked very bad, man. And hey, I think it could get ugly against Usyk because Usyk, one thing we know about him, he will press on the gas if he sees any signs of weakness. Usyk is one of them fighters with the footwork and the speed, and he's a shorter guy. Shout out to my nigga D Young who been trying to tell me this shit. Tyson Fury tends to struggle with shorter fighters. Hey, man, I'm rolling with Usyk, IOTBA. I don't know if it's going to be a stoppage, but I'm riding with the champ, man, to become undisputed. That's a bad boy.
I'm riding with any fighter who the other fighter doing whole shit. Like, look, Ngannou fight, that should have never happened. That should have been Usyk. in Saudi Arabia, fam.
They
So
should
I'm
be on.
not trying.
They should be working on a rematch right now. IOTBA.
Yeah, you right though. You right, bro. Like you right. Like I think the Ngannou earned to like I don't since I think it was for 10 rounds. I don't think that was a title fight, but I think he earned the right for a rematch. As good as he looked, because it was a close fight. I just think Tyson Fury won on boxing rules. I don't think Ngannou did enough, but I'm not arguing with nobody on here who thought Ngannou won that fight. Y'all got married to what y'all say. He knocked Tyson Fury down. Like Tyson Fury, like E. Thriller said, Tyson Fury did look confused. He won. He act like he didn't want to throw no punches because he didn't want to take what was coming back. So I agree with y'all on that. But that shouldn't have never happened. That's why I can't cheer for Fury. I'm not cheering for Tank Davis. Hope Tank Davis get uppercutted to fucking Mars. Like anybody who doing whole shit in boxing, I'm not with it. And like Regis Progress say, oh, I don't want to fight Richard Hitchison. Huh? Like you niggas is on the same level.
Who said that, Ayo?
Regis Progress. I'm only looking now, look, to his credit, if Regis do win this fight, I think he is right that he should fight like a Teofimo or a Rolly or some one of the other
unification match. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at a unification. Yep.
Yeah, but Richard Hitchison is right there too. Like he's on the cuff of getting the opportunity. So don't just say you don't want to. It's disappointing. Like I know what you should do, but don't say you're not gonna fight this fighter who right on the cuff right there of getting the opportunity to fight for a world title. I don't like that E3.
Hey man, I feel you, IOTBA. Hey man, if it's a unification bout, I ain't got no qualms with it. Regis Prograde. If you can get a Teofimo fight, or if you can fight somebody else, I know I hate to say his name, but Rolly Romero is a champion at 140. If you can get that fight and become, unified, and then possibly try to become undisputed by unifying with those other two individuals, then hey, so be it. But if not, then line it up with Young Africa. Ain't that his name? Or Africa or some shit that they call?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Something like and the dude got skills. He showed he ready for this level. He just, he need the opportunity. And, guys who ready for this level, like look at Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. had a lot of time off and he started to deteriorate. His skill level did because he never could get the opportunity, bro. Leo Santa Cruz never wanted to fight him, bro. Never. He never could get these guys to get in the ring. That's why you'll see him fight once a year because Gary Russell was always looking for the big opportunity, but he was so good and he was such a high risk, low reward type of guy because he was an average known fighter. That's what I'm gonna call him. And people didn't want to take that chance. So guys like Gary Russell got fucked over. Guys like Richard Hitchison gonna get fucked over the same way because they not gonna get afforded that opportunity because they such high risk and low reward. And that's what's killing the sport.
I agree, IOTBA. Hey man, if you got anything else to say, shout outs, or if you want to read the chat, you let me know what you want to do, bro.
Hey man, I'm good with it, man. I just want to say shout out to E Thriller, the Black Picasso, Go Thriller, aka Ham Rothstein, Mr. Duke Full Court Press. Shout out to the Wolfpack. E3, I appreciate you bringing me on so we can talk basketball, talk boxing,
Yes, sir. We're gonna have to do this more often, man, especially on that basketball shit. Because I'm at the mind state of just fuck boxing. I don't even want to talk about boxing. I'm not gonna argue for these fighters. I'm not about to defend. I ain't defending none of these motherfuckers. Maybe, but just beside Alexander Usyk, that's where I'm at. I don't give a damn about none of these niggas, honestly.
Yeah, because we don't know what they're gonna do, man. But I appreciate you having me on, E3.
Oh, yeah, man. Shout out to the Wolf Chat, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Hey, man, make sure y'all also go sub up to the Spit Bucket Facebook group. Go sub up to the Spit Bucket podcast for the latest and greatest interviews. Shout out to JJ Solomon. Shout out to everybody that support my channel. We'll be on maybe tomorrow after the game, IOTBA.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go, man.
Already, man. Hey, shout out to the Playback Gang.
Make sure basketball every night.
Hey man, I'm saying, you see what I'm saying? See, we get what we want to see when it comes to the NFL and the NBA, right? I can do this shit every goddamn. See, this would make me want to come on and talk because we have actual visual evidence and data and stats and analytics that we can look at and say, hey, this is what happened. This is what I think gonna happen next time they play. I love this shit, man. Shout out to basketball for being back. Shout out to baseball. Shout out to the Rangers, man. They up 2-1, right?
No, we have 3 games to 1.
3 games to 1. You know, I don't know shit about baseball.
We're burning about because we won tonight.
Okay.
The last time I checked before we went live, we was up 10-1. So we was beating the snuffing. Like he said, Crawford was gonna beat the snuffing out of Earl Spence. He was beating the snuffing out of the Arizona Diamondbacks. But shout out to the Arizona Diamondbacks. It ain't over yet. I ain't claiming victory. I respect it. I'm just saying we won tonight.
But yeah, man, one thing about the Rangers, bro, it's been a long time coming for this city, bro, and for that team because they made it several times in the early 2000s, but they just could never get over the hump whenever we had Hamilton and all them other boys, man. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to everybody in the Metroplex. Shout out to everybody on YouTube, Twitter, IG. Shout out to my people on TikTok, man. If you don't follow me on TikTok, it's the Yeah I Said It podcast. Sub up to my backup channel, the Yeah I Said Podcast TV, for daily content being uploaded. Until next time, we are gone. Holla.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
Goat thriller, back better, iller, pound for pound, killing these topics with analytics, silencing all the critics, trying to bite the style they get sun like children. YouTube villain, podcast killing, so antagonistic and prolific with the swiftness. Make sure you make weight before you trying to debate. Yeah, I said it and I never hesitate. Hit them with hooks cause these rooks took the bait. Start the show cause goats never hesitate. Ducking smoke, got them sweating at they toxins. Yeah, Goat thriller, cleaning up the sport of boxing. Aight then.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. I fucking wait. I am the greatest. Yeah, I said it.